He signed an executive order that paves a path for private equity and crypto in retirement accounts. So what does that mean for your 401k? Well, we are delighted as always to have with us our friend Scott Reed, the CEO of Hardy Reed, but also the author of Top 50 Rules of Investing. How are you doing, Scott?
I'm good. How are you, Tanya?
I am doing great. So, of course, everyone probably excited about, wow, yay, I can be able to invest my 401k when it comes to private equity. How are you feeling about this? Tell us, what does it mean?
Yeah, well, so private equity and crypto, very complicated investments, very hard to understand. I think there are some people who are really excited about that. Most of those people have, I mean, think about it. If you want to put 5% of your retirement plan in it, and you have to have a good bit of it to make a difference, then you have to have a pretty big retirement plan. So people that are really wealthy are really excited about that. The average 401k participant isn't really well versed on really complicated investments, don't understand them. So it's a real problem, I think, for a lot of people. The thing about the executive order is that it tells the DOL what the president wants them to emphasize going forward, but it doesn't mean that it's going to show up in everybody's 401k plan. You still have to, the plan sponsor, the retirement plan committees have to decide what's right for their own 401k plan. So there will be a lot of people, hopefully a lot of people, that don't have this offer in their retirement plan. And so, and I'm not against it. I think private equity is a wonderful asset class. It's just not appropriate to just be thrown out there for anybody to invest in with a lack of understanding of what it is. Their fiduciary duties for diversification, for due diligence and requirements. You have to understand what you're investing in. All these things, they're really almost impossible for the average person to ramp up on enough to feel comfortable with it.
Right. Now, we do have what you need to know, if we can bring that up. When it comes to the changes, these are the three that we were talking about that people need to know. Would you just go over that for us? Why are private assets harder to sell?
Well, so most of the private equities are in tranches with different investments, and different companies come and do. Most private equity, they invest in it for 5 to 8 years and then they want to sell it. Well, it's locked up until then. You can't just get your money out anytime you want to. So you have to have a big pool of private equity in order to be able to liquidate it when you want to. And even then, you probably can't do it when you want to. And so that's really a difficult thing. It's hard to price, hard to know what you're going to get out of it, hard to get money out when you need it.
Okay, and then of course the lack of transparency in the private markets, as well as the returns might not be as big as one expect.
Yes, so if you value a company once a year in January and you want to sell it in June, what's it worth? I mean, in the equity markets, every day, every second, you're reevaluated at a different price, right? Somebody buys something, somebody sells it, we have a new price. Private equity gets reevaluated a lot of times once a year.
Oh, wow.
And so what's the price in June if you valued it in January? And so you have this pot of private equity investments, but it's really hard to figure out what the actual price of them is. Wow. You have what we call stale pricing, where pricing is, the last time you priced it was so long ago, it doesn't really mean that much.
All right, so now before we let you go,
Yeah.
what should a person do? If you could just tell me in 30 seconds, what should a person do?
Well, so historically, data-driven empirical evidence would say you diversify your portfolio and you don't chase the hot, shiny objects out there. And these are a lot of shiny objects. But for most people, buy a really diversified portfolio of stocks and some bonds and just let the market do its thing over time. This is not really that. This is really sophisticated stuff that we're now going to offer to people that don't really have a real sophistication in investing. They may have it in something else, but not in this, and that can be pretty dangerous, I think.
All right, then. Well, thank you so much,
Sure.
Scott Reed, for joining us. Well,